Today I'm gonna answer a question that I get a lot. How much can I sue for? That's a good question. Let's answer it. So, how much can you sue for? It depends, as the lawyers always say. I know that was kind of corny, but hey, I just wanted to say it. So, how much can you sue for? It really comes down to you can ask for how much you want in your complaint. You can ask for $1 billion if you want, but that does not mean you will get it. And so, people are really asking, what is the value of my case? That's what they really mean with how much I can sue for. So you can sue for how much you want to, but that don't mean you're gonna get it. So you want to value your case, and you value your case depending on what kind of case it is on your damages. And it's two main types of damages and some other types of damages, but I don't want to talk about those today. And I'm gonna talk about it from a personal injury attorney perspective, because that's what I deal with a lot. I deal with a lot of family law as well, but those damages are different. It's like custody and stuff like that. But in the personal injury world, we deal with a lot of damages because somebody's injured, and the goal of the case is to make that person whole through money, as that was for the case. They'll never be completely whole again because they were damaged, they was injured. But through money, you can kind of make that person whole. So the first thing I want to talk about is how you find out how much you can sue for is if you have a personal injury case. They're based off the value of your medical bills and like your treatment and how long you got treatment and how soon did you get treatment out the case. You want to get treatment as soon as you can after the accident. It's not good to have like gaps in coverage after your slip and fall, gaps in coverage after your car accident. You want to get treatment as soon as you can. You want to make sure you document all your treatment. You want to have a journal for all your treatment, things of that nature. And so through that, you're documenting your damages. And so you prove your damages through good documentation, medical records, medical bills, and getting good treatment. And so the better proof that you have for damages, the more you can actually get in your case. Of course, you can have a well documented bump. You're not gonna get that much money for a bump, but you have back pain and things of that nature, or a leg injury. You document all the treatment that you got. Like, hey, I went to that hospital same day and went to get treatment with my primary physician. Then seen the orthopedic doctor and got therapy, physical therapy, and things of that nature. You got well documented treatment, things of that nature. And that increases the value of your case. So that's one of the biggest things when it comes to damages, how you value your cases, the treatment, the amount of treatment, the types of injuries. Of course, a case with somebody with broken bones is going to get more money than somebody with no broken bones. And here's a big thing: pain and suffering. And so while you document you want to document your treatment, you also want to document how it affects your life. And a lot of people I got, it's called mental anguish and pain and suffering. You got to have documentation of that, and you get documentation of that through going to a therapist. You got to actually see a therapist. You can't say, oh, I got pain and suffering. You got to see a therapist for that stuff. Have good documentation. So the more documentation evidence through getting treatment for your injuries and your mental injuries, the higher the value of the case. And that's how you know how much you can sue for. That's how you get a good idea of how much you can sue for. So there's three types of damages that I deal with all the time in personal injury cases. It's general damages, special damages, and you don't see this as often, but plaintiffs lawyers always put on lawsuits punitive damages, but lots of times it's really hard to get punitive damages in Mississippi. I can only talk about Mississippi. I can't talk about other states. It's really hard to get punitive damages in Mississippi. So I'm gonna spend more time on general and specials. And it's a little bit confusing because you think the specials would be general and general would be specials, but no. General damages are damages that you really can't quantify. Correct me if I'm wrong, lawyers out there, other lawyer friends. But from my knowledge, general damages are that stuff that's like pain and suffering, things of that nature. That's hard to put a number on, and it's different from case to case. One case value for pain and suffering is going to be different for another case value pain and suffering. It's really hard to value general damages. And so pain and suffering, emotional distress, mental anguish, psychological trauma. You do get psychological trauma when you have an accident, and you gotta document that. And you can even document this in a non-accident case. You know, if you suing somebody for negligent infliction of emotional distress, document going to the therapy. Actually, go. You just can't go there. I'm sad, and I think about this all the time. They're like, okay, you're saying that, but have you visited a therapist, and why you haven't visited a therapist? You only say it one time. Oh no, oh, but you went every 2 weeks. Oh, okay, you got a good claim for visiting a therapist. You know, mental anguish. Other things like general damages, disability, scarring. Scarring is a big one. You know, you got scarring in the case that increases the case value. Things of that nature. Those are general damages, things that you can't quantify. Special damages are what I spoke to earlier: medical expenses, things of that nature. Those are really special damages. Lost wages is a big one, but you have to prove lost wages. You just can't say, "Hey, I couldn't go to work for a week because of my job." No, you need a letter from a doctor saying you need to miss work for a week, and then you need a paycheck stub saying how much you made, and to prove those lost wages, property damages, and things of that nature. And so, out-of-pocket expenses is one. And so those are examples of special damages and general damages. Special damages are way easier to prove than general damages. Special damages can be consistent from one case to another. You know, most emergency room visits have a standard bottom line price, and additional treatment on top of those emergency visits are different from case to case. But you know, this person goes to an ambulance ride, it's gonna be $1,000. This person goes to a local hospital, they charge at least $2,000 just to go before they even start on other stuff. And they see therapists gonna be like $100 a visit. So you kind of easily quantify special damages because there's actual numbers involved, you know. So there's general damages and special damages. So the third one that I talked about briefly is punitive damages. Punitive damages are to punish someone. Like, your conduct was so outrageous and egregious that we're going to use you as an example, and we're going to apply punitive damage to you. So this will but this will really dissuade people from acting this manner. Think for somebody like a drunk driver with a suspended license. Somebody driving with a suspended license, they know they're suspended. They know they're drunk. They just don't care, and they run and seriously injure somebody in a big pickup truck. They're gonna get punitive damages. Now, punitive damages is rare in Mississippi, but you know, it gets awarded now and then. One thing about Mississippi law, I hope I don't offend my colleagues in Mississippi, but I feel like the way that the law is set up now in Mississippi, that it's really, you know, for the defendants, you know, for the businesses and things of that nature. Because there are a lot of caps in Mississippi. For instance, some exceptions to how much money you get in Mississippi. There's certain limits on amount of money you get when you sue the state and things of that nature. And so I think something big happened about 20 years ago called tort reform. I don't know exactly why it happened, but a lot of older lawyers always talk about things changed after tort reform. And so I think that's another reason why you don't see those big multi-million-dollar settlements in Mississippi, because of the statutory limits on damages. So, you know, in Texas, you might hear about somebody, you know, getting $50 million, or in California, you know, I think one time Tesla got sued like 20-30 million for like a discrimination case. You don't hear about those big birds in Mississippi. And so I think, and I could be wrong, that's mainly for statutory reasons and things, laws in Mississippi kind of limit damages. So in short, to sum this video up, you can ask for how much you want. And I actually asked for a kind of a crazy number in my lawsuits, because I always start off high. You know, I don't start out reasonable in my lawsuits. I start out high, unreasonable. And then, but I know, and I prepare my client like, hey, you know, this is how I value the case, because this is based on your treatment, this is based on your damages, or this is based on, you know, my estimate of your pain and suffering with all the evidence that we have right now. Things might change. And another quote, another thing on damages and having a big lawsuit or a big settlement, it's a double-edged sword, okay? So if your case is not a multi-million dollar case, or your case is not a high $1,000 case, you kind of want to be thankful, because in an accident case, that means you just got some, some contusions, some bruises. You probably sprung something, or you just sore. You got a little pain and suffering. You got a little pain and suffering, and a little mental anguish, because even in small accidents, I've had one. And every time I pass by that place, I still think about the accident. So I think every accident does have pain and suffering and mental anguish and emotional distress. But you want to be happy that your accident is not huge, because I'm not going to say you want to be happy, but I suggest you should be thankful that your accident is not huge. It's because that means you didn't break a bone, you didn't die, anything like that. A lot of those big $1 million cases, somebody has died or somebody's severely injured. Every case I've had in over $100,000, somebody has either been very severely injured where they had to get like a reconstructive surgery or a corrective surgery. So, other lawyers get different results. I might be talking too much about my own results, but I tell people, hey, if your case is not huge, it's actually a blessing. And so this is my video on damages. I hope you learned something. And, if you feel like you in a lawsuit and you want to just interested in how a lawyer may argue, you can check out one of my previous videos on how a lawyer argues. So, man, thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope y'all learned a little bit about damages, and y'all have a good day.